Yes, indeed. Once again, here we are on the Daily Huddle. My name is Steele Greye. If you've never been here before and you've never seen my face before, welcome. We definitely love that you're here. Whoever brought you here, I'm sure they love and respect you, as we will on the days going forward. So, you know, when I decided to do this topic, I knew it would be a big topic, and I thought it was just completely apropos to do it right now because social media in general is at a high, like a really, really crazy high in so many ways, from Twitter to Facebook, Instagram. I mean, there's so many of them going on. And before I begin, I want you to know that I'm opening up this conversation because I myself am monitoring my activity online and watching it change certain things in my brain. So I figure, let's hear what some people have to say about social media and talk about some of the things that are happening, and to ask the question, is social media destroying your wellness, right? Your health, your balance, the way that you show up in the world. And anyone can go online and look at statistics. Roughly, 69% of adults are on some sort of social media, and 81% of teens up to young adults are on social media. So when you think about that, you say, okay, there's a certain amount of time in a day, right? In 24 hours. How many of those hours are we spending consumed with this little device in front of us or on our computers? Don't people have jobs? Are people in relationships? Aren't people with their children? Of course they are. But as it was once said a long time ago, we make time for the things that are important to us. I've heard that so many times since I was a young man. And I obviously, as I look into certain things that I found online, this and that, I'm always talking about the things that affect our brain, that bring our dopamine levels up, that infuse us with this oxytocin, if you will. And from the research that I've done, I've seen that being on social media or being on Instagram, it's almost like what is that expression? I thought I wrote down something that was similar to it. But basically, when the outcome for something is unpredictable, the behavior tends to repeat, right? If that makes sense. So we would never go up to a slot machine if we knew we couldn't win. Does that make sense? We go because there's a possibility for an explosion of abundance. And that's what they're connecting social media to. When we go on, we're infused by the pictures, by the words, by the videos, and more importantly, we are focused on getting some sort of gift, or some sort of, like I said, some sort of dopamine rush by seeing something that we connect to, right? And then as it relates to likes, which is a huge thing, it has been said that people go on with the intention to get likes, with the intention to feel that a small community or tremendous community sees them, just like in real life. Have you ever been walking down the street and someone out of nowhere says, "Hey, nice outfit," or "Hey, what a great looking person you are," or "Hey, that's a great cologne you're wearing"? We all get affected by that because we are seen. We are being seen. So let's take Instagram, for example. I am a big I have a big presence on Instagram. If you go to my page, there's colors and pictures and sayings and music. I curated it exactly that way. I connect with people who do the same thing. But the point that I'm making is, even myself, when I go to the page, something happens. I get a connection that's different from one-to-one. If you ask me what do I prefer being in person with each and every person that I'm connected to. Bar none, I don't have to think about it. The question is, how is the social media that we know of, whatever your poison is, pulling away from the connection? There are studies literally that have been done in the last few years that say when they speak to teens or that area between the 15 to 19 area, they ask them, what is it that they're getting from social media? And they say they feel more connected, they feel seen, they feel heard. The problem is they came into life in that circle. It was already moving and oscillating when they were. People from another time, they eased into it and had more of a choice whether to take it in or not, right? I saw a post, it may not have been a post, it may have been just something that I saw online where it was the old school rotary phone and the handle was taken off and put it on the side and it said how we used to block people before social media. I thought that was really interesting. The phone was just off the hook, right? And notice also the anxiety, and this has probably happened to every person that's within the sound of my voice right now, that we get when we're not connected to our phones. When was the last time you weren't connected to your phone, which then connected you to social media, and you felt just a little bit of anxiety? Just be honest if that's ever happened to you. That is something that has been built into the culture over time, and we feel it in many, many ways. So I really today wanted to get more feedback from other people than anything. I just wanted to start the conversation off. And I also feel that when we talk about social media, and I jotted down a few things, but there literally, and I said this and I'm going to kind of reiterate it, has been a rise in what we all know as depression based on social media, right? Especially in teens, because people feel like if they're not being seen, there that is again, on that platform, that they are less of a human being or less, valid or on the level of everyone else. And what I want to say about that is, in my humble opinion, the only way we can change that is to engage more, right? A few weeks ago, a friend of mine said to me, "Oh, I didn't know you were playing at that club." And I said, I'm sorry, I reversed it because that happened to me. When it was happening to somebody else, they said, "Oh, I played at such and such. I wanted to see you there. Why didn't you come?" And I said, "I didn't know. You didn't let me know." And he said, "It was all on Facebook and Instagram and so on and so forth." When did we get to the point where the analog tools that we have, where we would just call somebody or we would even text them, now we're just going over here? Like, what happens when you're not on that screen? And of course, there are the concepts of FOMO, if you don't know what that means, fear of missing out. If you take yourself off of a platform, how much do you not know about? Because it's all there for certain people, right? And also, as an artist, I'm just going to be transparent with you. We have bouts where we deal with imposter syndrome, right? What I mean by that is when you're on social media and you have a presence, you can curate anything you want. I'm singing on the top of the Rockefeller Center. Look at the city behind me. I'm walking backstage at a major venue. You can do whatever you want. But in real life, what is really happening, right? People get caught up in imposter syndrome because what's happening in real life is very boring and very uneventful. So they create this other facade online, and then they have to keep up with it. Hence, depleting our own mental health, our own mental wellness, because we're like juggling personalities, right? We're juggling, right? And so I ask you, and anyone can chime in on this, what has been your biggest struggle with social media, and how do you feel it has affected you over time? Anyone can chime in. Anyone on that question?
This is Florence, and good morning, everyone. And I
Hey,
would
Florence.
chime in. Yes. Um, I have been very, in a way, I've controlled my dealings with social media. And I guess maybe, as you said, it's because I had a choice.
Hmm.
And I do not suffer from that thing you
Right.
said, trying to make my presence
Right. Of
felt,
course
or
you don't. Right.
I do not suffer from that.
Right.
And if you only communicate with me by social media and you never pick up that phone and call me, I end up blocking you
Right.
from my life many
Right. Right.
times,
Right.
because the same time it takes you to go on social media and do all that stuff could have taken you like 2 seconds, like to pick up the phone and
Right.
say, "Hi, I'm
Right.
thinking of you." And that's my relationship with it.
Right. Thank you for that. And you're right. You're absolutely right. Yesterday, I got a post from everyone has seen this, I'm sure, and I couldn't wait to bring this up because I want to hear what people have to say about this. I got a post from a very, very good friend of mine who's a master keyboard player, very high thinking individual. We have the best conversations. The post came up, and I'm going to paraphrase it because it was so long. It basically said, in the age of social media, all the people are scrolling around, and it's been said that people don't look at posts unless they have a picture on it. I'm going to talk about all these things, da 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 da, and at the end, I want people to say how we met or how we first engaged or something about you that lets me know that it's you. Please reply at the bottom and then post to your the front of your page. I'm sure all of us have seen that at least once. So I took the opportunity to call this guy because I really love him. He's a great guy, and I said, "Hey, what's up, brother? This is Chase. I'm just letting you know I saw your post on Facebook. It's not my way to repost things like that. I don't want to be involved in having to prove my friendship to people or to say, okay, because I did this, we're friends. No disrespect to you. I'm not angry at you. I just wanted to let you know I think you're awesome. I'm here for you. We can talk anytime you want to. And I wanted to let you know that I see you. I saw your post and I wanted to call you just to know that we're here and I got you. About 20 minutes later, I was on the train and he called me back and he left a message and he said, "Thank you, man. I can't believe you took the time to call me and say that." I said, "Yeah, because that's what it's about. What I do online, or if I like your post or put the thing you put up, or none of that stuff is rooted in real human interaction that matters to me, right? If I show up at your house or I go by your job and leave you a gift or I send something to you, mail is my thing. I write letters, I send cards. It still floors people to this day when they get something from me in the mail. So this posting and this thing that happens online where we're now expected to level up. Click this if you like it. Click this if you want to share it. It changes what's happening inside of us because many of us are going, wow, I guess I'm behind. Everybody's out here and I'm in here. And it's like you go back and forth and it starts to change you. Hence the high levels of depression because people don't want to do it, but they do it anyway. And they reluctantly pull themselves into this vortex and it shreds them. It's like, wow, it's incredible, right? So I want to ask another question to everyone. If you are on social media a lot, this is for the people who are on more than not, what do you feel you are contributing to a site like Instagram or Facebook? Are you bringing in information that you feel is valid, useful, inspiring, engaging, or do you feel like you're just doing it by rote? Does anyone want to chime in on that?
Grand Rising.
Rashida.
It's
Sorry.
funny that you say that. I post I would say a remedy on Saturday last week in English. Send it out. They be I belong to a health club, and I give the remedy, and everyone called me and started to see that. Oh, I have to drink it. I have to do that, and I've said so. One of the guys said, "Why you don't make a post?" So I did a post.
Right.
did a post Saturday, just, fund my kitchen, just free. And then come Saturday evening, I got my calling from Colombia, from Venezuela, from Spain. I said, what the hell, girl? What the hell? You are bilingual. So why are you doing this? So eventually yesterday, I went and post one in Spanish. And everyone, my Spanish speaking people say, yes, girl, you go, girl. I said, what the hell? It was the same damn post in English and one in Spanish. But it was just one of those things was to share.
Right.
And for me, was just giving out valid information.
Right.
And it worked. It worked because I can see that people were like, damn, it couldn't come in. They say to save my life. And as a matter of fact, I have a friend, a priest friend out in Venice, in Colombia. And he called me and he said, oh my goodness, girl, I was just coming out of this bad flu and this come just in time. So for me, it's just to give back and just give back information. That's what I'm doing. All my posts is, giving back information that is valid for me and it worked for me in my life. So I'm just giving back. Yep, that's what I'm doing.
Excellent. And I knew that you were. Somebody asked me that question a couple of weeks ago. What are you doing on social media? Why is it important for you to be there? And I said, any person from any walk of life living on the earth right now, and I believe this, can go to my page and come out better than they went in. I stand by that. You can go to my Instagram page with a cup of tea and be like, wow, this is cool. Oh, all right. And that's the way I made it, right?
Then the cup of tea tastes like hot cocoa.
I like that. Then the cup of tea tastes like hot cocoa. I'm gonna have to write that down. So it's always, what I'm saying is it's the intention, right? Social media is massively powerful. You can drop a little seed into social media and it can sprout into 20 redwoods if you do it the right way. And obviously it's being abused on a lot of levels, but it's also helping a lot of people. I saw a story on Facebook a couple weeks ago of a guy, I forget what city he was in, but he was in his neighborhood and someone robbed him and beat him, and out of nowhere, like just a random act of something so bad. And someone in his family put up a, what is that called? Like a GoFundMe. In 1 week, $30,000 was raised for this man because he was a person of the community and they loved him and they couldn't believe someone would do this to him. He didn't die, but he can't move. He's in a state of just comatose because they just messed him up. And I thought to myself, wow, if we didn't have social media, that number would have been less. And I would not have known about it to feel some sort of empathy for this human being to also contribute or what have you. In that way, it's great, but to go on social media and talk about people and slander and gossip. And by the way, gossip is one of the most highly visited parts of social media, in the top percentile. I don't know if it's because people don't like their life. People think that life is more exciting, or the fuel, once again, people do get that dopamine from feeling that rush. Like, oh, look at those people's lives. Look what they're doing. Or what are they doing? Or whatever the case may be. We may be quick to judge because of social media. We may see something and go, oh my God, I would never do that, or whatever. A couple days ago, I saw that a prominent actor was angry that Beyonce was doing country music, and he slandered her out in the beginning. Like, he just said it out there, like, oh, Beyonce being in a country, in the country world is like a dog peeing on a tree or something crazy like that. And I was like, oh my God. I just couldn't believe it. I didn't understand what that was, what was in that. And I believe, I said this on another episode, but Rumi, and I hope I'm saying this right, has the three or the four pillars of conversation, right? Is it true? Is it necessary? And is it kind? When I read that, I was like, wow, those are the things that if we think about it, we'll move into every place, social media, interaction one-on-one in a different way. And I think that is beautiful. If you ask one of those three questions as you're surfing around, oh my gosh, I have something in my eye and I can't get it out, all the time, I think it makes it easier. But where we are right now in social media, where certain things are just ballooned so far out, ask yourself, and I've done this, I did it just a couple days ago. Can you leave your house without your phone, A, or if you have to have your phone because certain people have to contact you, on the phone, can you not look at social media for a day or two? And what will happen, right? Everything is based on what you've done before, basically on social media. So if you post every day, all the time, every day, all the time, people are used to seeing that. If you don't post, which I've done, incidentally, when I didn't post maybe about a year ago, I got a call from just about 10 different people. They said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine. What's wrong?" "Oh, I usually see you post these things online, these positive statements, these pictures, these videos, and now nothing. What happened?" I was like, "Oh, I'm going through something right now. My mind is cluttered. I wanted to take away that area for a little while and just kind of be in a space." "Okay, well, I'm here if you need me or whatever." Those are your friends, right? Not the 5,000 people on your Facebook. You have no idea who they are, what they're doing at any time. They liked your post or they friended you. Think about it. Years ago, not even years ago, right now, if you meet somebody on the street, you say hi to them, they say hi to you. You might ask what they do. You might be at Trader Joe's in the line. I don't know, whatever. You have to build that. It doesn't happen right away. You don't go, "Hey, I think you're cool. Friday night, let's do dinner." It doesn't really happen like that unless you're an engager and you feel like you can do that off the cuff. I'm saying let social media be an asset to you, but once it starts to affect you in your brain and in your chest, I think it's too much. It's gone too far, right? And that's just my humble opinion. We can look at all the stats online, they're everywhere. I saw so many statistics on online stuff that I've been researching for a little while that I'm like full now. I can't look at it anymore because I'm like, wow. But the main theme says we as human beings require interaction. It's a no-brainer. So if you're at home and you're interacting on the screen only, that's going to affect how you treat people outside because now you have a different kind of flow in your head. And then the opposite, if you're only or mostly connecting with people outside, when you get online, it's not enough for you. You're hungry, right? So what's the middle ground here? You know, I love social media, but I don't need it for my happiness. That's what I want to say. Um, it may stimulate certain things about things that are going on. I'm in the entertainment world. One of my guilty pleasures that I've taken down from 80% to about 30% is Pinterest, right? Pinning interests. You go on and you let your mind go free. I want to look at cameras. I want to look at jackets. I want to look at vacations and just opens up. You don't have to type anything. It just all comes up in your mind. Well, this year I said to myself, you haven't been on a vacation in a long time. Go somewhere. Take a plane somewhere and go with your camera, with your instruments, and be in the space that you want to be in. Engagement is key. And I just wanted to come on today to say this because every now and then we need a reminder that the part of our brain that tells us we have no time is completely lying to us. Completely. Right? I'll challenge anybody to tell me that they don't have any time. If you look at yourself every day, from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, take away the hours you spent on social media, you were at your job, or you were with your family, and then you look at the open amount of time that you have. But this is a really strict thing to do, and I know most people won't do it. You will see that some of the choices that you're making, also through social media, are completely taken away from your day in a way you don't even notice anymore. It's just normal. It's just normal to you. You're like, oh, it's just what I do. And if you want to really challenge yourself, look on your phone in the area. Oh, I forget how you get to it. It shows you what you did on your phone. It shows you where you were all day. Fascinating when you see the time that's on there versus what you want to do, what you think you can't do, whatever the case may be. Lastly, and anyone can chime in on this, someone describe to me, if you can, what is it like, or if you remember the time right before social media got high until now, how were you different versus now? Does anyone want to take that? Who just, okay, go ahead.
This is Florence.
Hi.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh yeah. I feel I'm the same because I've learned to see everything, all those situations. Like social media is a tool. Depending on what I want to do with that tool, I use it in that way. A long time I had a struggle with viewing money, and now I've come to see money is a tool. And any tool, if you let the chainsaw control you, you'll be destroyed by it.
Right.
But if you learn to control the chainsaw, then you'll do amazing things with the chainsaw. And so I've just learned to pull myself back and just to treat social media and anything else, AI and all of that as tools. And that's I have not allowed it to change me.
Correct.
So
I like that. And you said AI, which we'll talk about another time, but in my humble opinion, AI is a great tool as long as it doesn't promote you using less of your brain. So if you are on AI and you're like, show me a list of all the best carpenter companies in Chicago, Illinois. Boom, it comes up, you got to hire somebody. A friend of mine said, Chase, why don't you write your music on AI? Why don't you come up with a topic, it'll give you a whole song? Because I didn't write it. That's why I want it to come from me. I want people to feel what's going on with me, my real emotions. He was like, oh, but it's so much easier. And that's my argument with AI. I feel like the people who are who don't want to think or the laziest seem to be the most excited about AI. Right? They're like, yes, I don't have to do anything anymore. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, hold on. It's a great tool, right? What's that saying? It's like a is it a Carpenter quote? Something like, there are no bad tools, only bad carpenters. When I read that, I was like, wow, interesting. How you use the tool is everything. It will never be any different. I can give a busted $50 jacked up guitar missing a string to John Mayer, and he can make it sound like he's at Carnegie Hall, right? It's always the person behind it. And that's what I say to you in this message today. Who you are is who you are. Social media is already there. What you bring to social media will dictate the vibration within your body and how you're flowing forward. I've felt it. I'm not a master at it. I'm not a master at this topic. I'm not saying that I'm better than any of you on this particular live today, this Zoom. I'm just saying, let's pay attention to where our focus is going, because we are taking away the marrow of our personalities and our attention by shifting over here so much. We forget how magical we are just as our analog beings, right? What can we create? What can we do? What can we offer? I'm telling you, and I said it earlier, if you write a letter to somebody or show up at their job or go to their house with a gift or just go and give them a hug. As a matter of fact, when you're finished on this live today, I challenge you to call somebody and say, you know what? I was just thinking about you. I love you. How are you? Everything good? How can I support you today? Trust me. I've done it multiple times, and every week it'll change everything for you and that person. If there's been no contact or there's been contact, please don't allow social media to break down us as human beings We have so much to offer and so much to give to other people. Social media is great when used properly and with what's the word I'm looking for? Not as frequently. Pull back a little bit from it and just ask yourself if it's any different. And I think you'll probably get some really good feedback. I think you will anyway. Anyhow, if anyone has anything else to say, you can say it right now. Otherwise, we're going to close out. Anyone? Okay, spectacular. So as we do always, we close with our tenets, and the tenets, oh my gosh, I love them. I say them to myself sometimes when I'm walking around because stuff starts to get to you. First of all, love, 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 love bigger than you have before. Please live out loud and take in the best of the things around you and create some things. Why not? Move the body, walking, running, biking, swimming, rowing. Keep moving. I do it every day. That's why I can speak about it so fluently. Please move the body. It will help you immensely, I promise. Also, sleep. Sleep more than you think you should sleep. If you're sleeping 5 hours, sleep 8. If you're sleeping 6, sleep 9. Give yourself more than you think you need. I promise you, it'll do you no harm. As far as your eating, you know how you eat. You know what you love. You know what you love the most. Give plant-based eating a little bit of attention in this beginning of the year. Try 1 or 2 days plant-based. It'll do you no harm. I promise you, right? Stress less, my good people. Please stress less. If you don't know how to stress less, you can go online. Oh, gotcha. Stress less, right? Take it down. Take it down. Just meditate. Be within yourself. You will definitely get the answers. And as always, check yourself before you wreck yourself. There's only one you. Use it the best way you can. Have a spectacular day, everybody. It was great being with you. And I'm going to go and create some magic. I hope you do too.
Thank you, Chase. Thank you for everything, bro. Beautiful.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.
One love, guys. One love.
One love.
One love, Miss
Two love.
Manshida.
Thank you.